starting over. Hello, Mr. Barrett.
Ah, a face I never mind seeing. What can I do for you?
As long as it is something suitable for mixed company, of course.
May the serpent guard you. It is pleasing to speak with you.
I know that tone. Very well. What is it?
Where is it?
Thank you, dearest. You are not so bad yourself.
You are not so bad yourself.
I feel safe. In a way I have never felt.
There we
Truly?
go.
You mean it? You continue to surprise and amaze me. I am at a loss for words. Of course, yes. Yes, I want that too. My culture deals with this so differently than I have seen in the rest of the settled systems. I need some time to consider what would be an appropriate, equivalent gesture. But do not mistake that for hesitation. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I will not let you go for a moment.
Okay. Ow. We just did this, what, an hour ago? Whoa.
I've heard a lot of real grade A skunks been taken out by you. Well done.
Wow, why is it so bright? It's about time to go NG, man, and fix all this. Do it all again.
Even when I see it with my own eyes, it is still
Alright, are we encumbered? No.
hard to believe.
Sarah Filburn
she
and her
doesn't have
brother-in-law,
ammo.
Henry?
Oops.
Again.
Okay.
I had to tell them to keep the racket down.
Let's shut that one down. Come on, what are you, hot already or what? No, you're cold as ice. Okay. Grab some missions. Whoa.
You're listening to SSN.
Don't
Check
you
this
worry.
mission board. Okay, we're not going to supply lead to Aquila because I didn't know. Okay. We got plenty to do in case we get bored.
Sorry, spaceport's always a zoo.
Captain Michael, do you require my assistance?
Not today, buddy. camera's not on? Why is the camera not on? Because you didn't turn it on, that's why. Alright, what are we doing? Let's go talk to Vay. That one. Oh man, I forgot to get munchies at the store on the way home. Shoot. That's alright. I don't like what's going on with the color. Everything's getting washed out. It's weird.
Are you going to apply for the job?
Oh yeah, I
You will be
applied for the
scanned
job.
as
I
you
think I
enter the
got it.
city. Please keep moving.
I just gotta find a spot for it.
Okay, no bounty. You're clear.
Hey, friend. Caught some weird alien virus. What up in the
Well, what's he doing hanging out with weird aliens? That's what I want to know. Alright.
I'm so excited to see Tony
Go
after work.
to... What's it called? Sector 7? Subsection 7. There's got to be a Vanguard mission board somewhere too.
Authorized personnel. Your friend has to stay here.
Yep, she knows. Comfortable, I'll be back.
Well, what a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
When I
right.
heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big.
Yeah,
Did you
cut the
find
shit,
what
dude.
you were looking for?
You know what we found.
I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance?
This
Were you
fucking
able to
guy.
recover what you were looking for? Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that? Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps
That's
I
exactly
can
what I'm getting at,
convince you
dude.
to keep this among us.
No.
You want to hear the words, then? I did
Yeah.
it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing.
Yep.
Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. You couldn't be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war.
Don't
And I
lie.
couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed the dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What
Fucker.
luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
You fucker.
It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands. All without the UC realizing whom you're actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective. There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the Terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orleza's role in the attacks to the cabinet, leaving out my own involvement.
Of course.
All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlez and Orlez alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together. Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here. Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
You're a tricksy fucking hobbit. How did she get on the inside of the door?
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Come over here. Hey. Not.
Before I say anything else, I wanted to thank you for giving me time. When I first came here, I never expected that I would meet you or feel this way about you. That we would end up... I know that you told me you were not going anywhere, but I still worried, if only a little, that my asking for time to think would be a problem. There is no precedent for any of this. A romantic relationship not within the bounds of Barun culture, I mean. I wanted to attempt to honor that culture nonetheless. I cannot do that. I cannot turn my back on the Great Serpent or act like I was not raised to be who I am.
Wow.
It is important to me that I do so. The point I am trying to get to is that I believe I have an idea. A way I can demonstrate my commitment to you.
As long as you don't cut a finger off or something weird.
I was hoping that would be your response. This is between you and me, and no one else. You know who I am. I do not need to explain myself to you as I would to others. They might not understand, and I do not want that distraction. I want to be able to focus on us. So, as soon as you are ready, I want us to travel together to the second planet in the Shosa system. There's something we need to do there.
Okay, let's go. How do we get out of here? Right here. No? Shit. Where's the elevator? Oh, right here. Yeah. Alright, come on. We'll finish our business here and then we'll go do that.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Any leads on who might have committed the attacks?
That seems unlikely, considering he's been dust for about 20 years.
I'm sure the captain just misspoke. Right? No, that's impossible. He's gone. My father is dead.
Nope.
The colony war butcher lives, unfortunately.
That's about the understatement of the century. A couple of choice four-letter words came to mind for me.
Alive. They Victus is alive? How did you find him? Wait. You knew he was alive and didn't tell us?
I just told you that I didn't. Sorry I didn't tell you earlier.
You were sworn to... You swore. You were just doing your duty, weren't you? Yeah, I guess I, of all people, should know what a burden that can be. Doesn't mean I'm not mad. But I guess you letting us know late is preferable to never. Now at least we can inform the cabinet and let them deal with him. I'm sure he did. But he killed dozens of people. And I'm not about to let him get away with something like that. But now I guess we've got our answer. Nothing left to do but put it all in front of the cabinet. Any last things we needed to discuss? This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terramorphs.
Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science. I also know math, and a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in, see if they have a preference. It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But killing UC citizens, along with everything else he's done, is unforgivable. But if you're really that concerned, you could request they be lenient. They might be willing to spare him.
No, he needs to fucking burn.
And here we go.
That fucker needs to burn. He fucking played me. And he killed those people. First of all, he killed those people. Dude, I'm hungry, man. Give me a bite, bro.
Okay. Hello.
Just one bite, bud. Just a bite? Can I have a bite? That looks like a good steak, buddy. Alright.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true? This report comes from a particularly confidential source both you and I are familiar with, yes. Among the reasons its findings are so alarming. Now, is it true? Was the attack on New Atlantis planned?
Yes.
My God.
An attack? Using terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims
You're
correct?
fucking dirty too.
Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
No.
Orlays?
All right, but make it quick.
Just take care of what you've got to and get back here.
So, was Reginald Orlays responsible for these attacks?
It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use terramorphs as weapons.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling, considering Francois Sanon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
It just transformed. A terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this, and said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vevictus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately. That's truly disconcerting to hear. But cutting off Vevictus's contact with the outside world is likely to be just the beginning of his punishment. I'm inclined to agree, Captain. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the 3 of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the Cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
Just blow the planet up. Fuck it.
We're already discussing the elimination of one species, Captain. Explain to me why you wish to eliminate another.
To be truly sure this cannot happen again, this is the only sensible course of action. Eliminate all possibility.
And once Vevictus has been dealt with, this problem can end here.
And allow us to focus on the grander task to come. Very well. We'll clean up the plant. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps. The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know
Swing
this may
vote,
not be
huh?
your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter. Please, ask.
Infinitesimally low.
But not zero.
The chance of a starship landing on you as you sit here isn't zero, yet you still attended. Personally, my fear isn't mutation, but Terramorphs developing a resistance. But that's something our group can continue to address if we decide to take this approach, as I believe we should. I can feel this one. While intimidating creatures, certainly, Aseles are docile and less provoked. They're honestly closer to oversized mobile scanners than deadly predators. The concern is that, while all proposed methods will be long-term efforts, the Aseles are the slowest. Slow to breed, slow to deploy. We do everything we could to accelerate that process, including mustering some of our mothballed cloning technologies. But if we do elect to use this method, we'll be doing things at the pace of a megafauna, which is not an expedient one.
The responsibilities will be spread across multiple branches of the UC. Research and day-to-day administration will be handled by a new group under the Science Division. All diplomatic concerns and coordination will fall to Chief Yassine and Interstellar Affairs. But most of the actual on-the-ground work, that'll be handled by the Vanguard. This won't work without them.
Exactly right, ma'am. The Interstellar Affairs Office has already begun reaching out to worlds throughout the settled systems, informing them of the risks we're all facing, and that the UC has a plan to prevent what happened on New Atlantis from happening elsewhere. Thus far, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. The spirit of mutual cooperation displayed between the UC and the Freestar Collective in managing the Terramorph data set a good tone for the work we're doing, Captain. We expect we'll hit some resistance, but our office has plenty of carrots and sticks to ensure the program's widespread success.
Very well. Then did you have a preference on the method we should deploy?
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little applied genetics. The Science Division is in full agreement.
Let us hope this Science Division truly knows what they are doing.
Grand threats merit grand actions, and grand actions are precisely what our group does.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. Despite all your checkered histories with the Xeno-Warfare Unit or SysDef, the Cabinet still believes you all earned a display of gratitude for what you've done. Today, We will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
And as a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you, Captain, will have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
And that concludes the Terramorph problem. So now oops. We are going here, and I gotta turn the light on. It's getting dark in here. Crystal Crater. Okay. What are we gonna do? Jump in some water? Strap crystals to our forehead and run around? What the fuck are you talking about? Starborn. You want? Landed off the coast of the ship. Trying to ambush us. You know, I could take 600 lead to Aquila and just drop it off. Alright.
There is little I can offer to show you how much I care, how much you mean to me. Whatever House Varun deems proper could not work, because you are not House Varun. And whatever marriage traditions you might have would not be appropriate for me. I agree. And that is why we are here. This place, where we stand now, is the first place I was brought upon leaving my city, Dasra. The first time I had ever left my home planet. As you know, I was never allowed to know the way back home. That frightened me. But at the same time, I was suddenly aware of not just one planet, but a whole universe I had never seen. That is a feeling I had not experienced again until I met you. It was, yes. Nothing in my life had truly prepared me for that moment. Just as nothing could ever have prepared me for you. But there is more. Buried here is something of great value to me. Something I wish you to have. It is best, I think, if you are the one to retrieve it.
So I gotta dig in the dung pile? Is that what you're saying? What is it? A knife. Okay. That's weird.
You hold in your hands the most treasured item I could give you. No. You certainly have not. There is a reason for that, and I hope when I explain why, you will understand what this means. In my culture, every child is entrusted with a pet groat. They are domesticated creatures native to my planet. Smelly, cantankerous, but their milk is a staple of our diet. We raise the groat. We care for it, we milk it. And when we come of age, we slaughter the groat and fashion its skull into a dagger.
That's fucking weird.
It is a lesson. Through this groat, we are shown the connection that we have to the Great Serpent. That all things serve the Serpent, and can be tools for his use, in more ways than one. I am glad that you can appreciate that. Every member of House Baroon has a dagger like this. We are instructed to keep them at our side at all times. The Great Serpent is always with us, as is the danger of those who defy and oppose him. But that constant connection to the Great Serpent is a liability to those of us sent out into the settled systems. So when we first leave our home, we hide it. I am proud. I have always been. But my mission dictated that my origins remain concealed. So for years, this dagger has remained buried here, hidden from the world. But now, I believe you should have it. With it, I hope you can understand that I trust you completely. That I know you will care for this the way you care for me. And that we are connected in a way that is now truly unique in the settled systems. In all of creation. I love you, and I am yours. Wholly and completely. I know, dearest, and I love you for it. Whew. Now, surely there is some other grand adventure that awaits us. We should go and meet it head on.
That's different. You gotta see what the starboard's up to. I didn't think we were going to be able to get inside, but you never know.
The city certainly projects a powerful image for the United Colonies, eh?
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Sounds like he's got more work.
Well, well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain. It's a high honor. Have to do something big for the colonies to earn that sort of designation. Only ever met a couple myself, and certainly never given one orders. You should be real proud. No need to thank me. You brought this on yourself. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount. And the credits should be in your account now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access. Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate what you've done. But with all that squared, it's time to get you a new assignment. There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use defending UC space. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up terramorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any, new alien threats on the horizon. Any of those missions call to you? Suppose that's true. Well, we can remedy that right now. Just getting those coordinates to you now. Report says ships at these coordinates fired on United Colonies craft. You're cleared to use lethal force if necessary. Witnesses say their attackers appear to be Varun craft, so I'd bring the meanest firepower you've got. Good hunting, Captain.
We have to go fight your people. Fuck. That kinda sucks.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
I'm sorry. Heat leeches can turn into what?
Giant carapace tanks. I'll watch. No heat leech enters this city.
Captain Michael.
Understood.
I
All right.
am satisfied.
Yeah.
You survived your most recent sleep cycle.
Are you prepared to face judgment?
Target's shield system is prime. The grab drive is toast. Their engines. Whoopsie. We're docked.
Hey, be careful not to point that thing at me.
Have any new books for me?
Something you need?
I'm all ears.
Hey, good to see you.
Captain Michael, it is pleasant to see you.
Alright, and that's all for that. That is the UC Vanguard quest line. Somebody looks impatient. While tapping her foot. Alright, thank you for watching. Like what you saw. Don't forget to follow. If you want to check out more, go to our YouTube channel. While you're there, subscribe. Hit some like buttons. Leave some comments. Every little bit helps. Thank you very much. Stay awesome.